Swear to God. You say every year's your year, bro.
I didn't say that last year.
All right, Big Escapade.
All right, welcome to Dummies on the Hardwood. We already started recording, so let's see. This guy said the Lakers are going to win, which I applaud the confidence. And then this guy is saying the Laker fans are like Cowboy fans. Come on, man.
Hey,
Don't be
Big
insulting our
Escapade, how
fans.
you
Hey,
doing,
we
bro?
stand with all Laker fans out there. You know this is our year. This is our
So
year.
says the Big Escapade.
Hey,
No, I'm just kidding.
Big Escapade right here. What's up, Isaac? Welcome back, bro. Finally, dude.
God
We get
damn,
some
dude.
consistency, bro.
Yeah, man.
Shut the hell up. I ain't the Phoenix Suns.
Ouch.
Yikes.
You're already throwing shots at those Suns fans.
What did you guys say at the beginning? I have to hear it one more time.
What are you trying to get from us, Isaac?
Bro,
You mentioned
we
this.
talked about this like
You
20 times,
mentioned this
bro.
already, bro.
You sure
know.
about this?
We give you your
Yeah.
flowers, bro.
Yeah,
on.
bro.
Come on, Big Escapade. Let's roll,
Just
bro.
say it one more time. Just one more time. I just
you
need
were
to hear
right,
it.
bro. You're right.
I ain't
Okay.
saying shit, bro. You already know what I said.
As long as Benny says it, Bobby, you're good.
All right. Well, what's going on, bro? How you been? Everything
Well,
good?
we're going to talk about two franchises that have taken a downward spiral, unfortunately. Let's start with probably the most recent one. Let's start with the Memphis Grizzlies. So in 2019, they drafted a relatively high ceiling player by the name of Ja Morant. He did help them rise to get to a playoff after a few years?
Yeah, after a few, I think it was 2 or 3 seasons.
That's about right.
And he had a coach by the name of Taylor Jenkins for those years, from 2021 up until 2025. 4 years, give or take. I wouldn't really count last year because they were hurt. Is that fair or unfair to say?
That's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I give you that. Yeah.
I mean, they had Marcus Smart, but half their roster was hurt. They drafted Jaren Jackson Jr. Then this year they got Zach Edey?
Zach Edey, yep.
Then they got Brandon
Jalen Wells.
Jalen Wells. They got could possibly
surprisingly
win
good.
Rookie of the Year, but
Yeah.
with all the injuries going on, no. So the Grizzlies were set up for the future. They had made what? They made the second round once. Was it the first
I
round?
think the furthest they've been was the second round.
I thought it was the first. I swear to God,
I think it was
the
the
first.
second round.
Let me see.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think that. Let's see.
It's gotta be a first round, man. I don't ever remember seeing
Pull it
them
up,
make the
Isaac.
second round, bro.
I'm trying to see how far did they get. Playoffs, games played.
It's got to be second round.
2021. Let's see. Here, 2021. What was the first round? Let's see. That's the East.
Anyway, while you're looking that up, dude, what's been going on in the league?
Oh,
with
here it is. Utah and Memphis. Utah won 3-1.
3-1
3-1.
4-1
in a series.
4-1. Jesus.
Oh wow.
I'm tired. Sorry.
Okay.
4-1. Yeah, they haven't been past the
Told you,
second
yeah, they're
round.
first
yeah.
round. They've been
Oh,
a
yeah,
first
you're
round
right.
exit.
So it's been a few years, and then we all know what happened now. Ja Morant with the gun controversy on an Instagram video.
Again.
Well,
And then he went toting guns out there against the Miami Heat.
was he doing it when he went to that one club in Denver? or
Yeah,
something
he
like
went
that?
to Gentlemen's Club, we'll say, just to keep it family friendly here.
Yeah, he just went to a strip
Yeah,
club and just
yeah.
was toting guns, hanging around the wrong crowd.
And then
then
he issued apology, and
then there was a lot of reports that he would go with this posse to. Well, let me retract that statement, with his so-called circle to intimidate them because they were rude to his mom or something at a shoe store, and the employee feared for his life. And then there was another incident with the gun where he showed it on an Instagram live,
oh, I saw that. I know what you're talking
and
about.
then Ja got hurt again. He came back, hurt his shoulder, and now they had a crappy season last season. And now that brings us to the present. With less than 15 games left before the playoffs, the Memphis Grizzlies decided to fire Taylor Jenkins, their most successful coach, might I
The
say.
all-time winningest coach in Grizzlies history.
in Memphis Grizzlies history. And they decide to unceremoniously fire him.
For unknown reasons, because apparently Zach Kleiman was like, this decision was only me. You know, I didn't have I didn't ask the players.
Bullshit.
I'm like, bro, that's full of shit, dude. That's full of shit. You probably listened to Ja Morant tell you to let go of Taylor Jenkins, and that's what happened.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I think Ja Morant, like Kendrick Perkins said in the episode, was it last week or about a week and a half ago last week. Ja Morant's auditioning right now, honestly, you know, because I think this is his last year in Memphis. I think he's getting traded.
I mean, if you really think about
He's
it,
getting traded.
a few hours after that, or I think even a day after that, there was a report that Ja complained the whole year about the offense. You guys are you guys were second or third at the time?
They were like third or fourth.
Doesn't mean you have to
west.
like the damn offense. You're winning games.
Yeah, it's just like he just wants his touches. That's all he wanted. He just wanted his touches.
So unfortunately, Ja's now going to have the label of coach killer. Am I wrong or am I right? What do you guys think?
I think it's too early to say he's a coach killer, but he's definitely showing signs that he can be a coach killer.
And behavioral killer too.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, dude, the first time when he toted the gun at the club, whatever, okay, you know, we make mistakes, but then you do it again on an Instagram Live. It's like, all
I
right.
don't feel bad for you.
Yeah, and at
then,
this point,
and then this recent incident where he was apparently making a gun gesture against the Buddy
Buddy
Hield,
a major issue with that.
and then
Why are they trying to make Ja Morant the next meta world peace with all his antics? Don't you guys think?
But I mean, you got to look at what Ja Morant's been doing. This dude is just like, you give him one, you give him a couple chances to redeem himself, and he doesn't take advantage of it. You know, this dude is hard headed out there on the court.
I understand.
No. Sorry to interrupt, but there's a difference between Meta World Peace and Ja Morant. Meta World Peace is about that. He is about that. You guys can't even deny that.
Yes.
Right?
That's true.
So his fines are justified. Yeah, he throwing punches, whatever. Ja Morant toting guns. He ain't gonna do that in real life. Like, let's keep it real. Keep it real. Like, who you gonna bring to a fight? Ja Morant or Meta World Peace?
Meta.
There's my point. So he's just trying to act tough. He's not tough.
The thing is, if the NBA is trying to bring back rivalries, we had talked about this in the previous episode. Let it be physical. Let them talk trash. Let them make gestures. Remember Chauncey Billups when he hit that game winner when they were with the Wolves? He did that little, but then it ended up costing them the game because he got hurt. Let them do gestures. No one's getting hurt. They're acting like they're very.
I mean, I think there's just a fine line between like gestures and like playing the game and just throwing up gestures.
But it's okay to flip someone off.
But also, too, it's like you kind of got to look at it because, like, he's had a history of this. Like, that's the thing. It's like that's what they're probably taking into account.
Pretty much, he's the new Draymond, is what you're telling me.
Fuck no.
I wouldn't say he's the new Draymond.
Draymond's in a whole nother league, bro.
I also
But
do
I mean
think,
the Draymond treatment.
I also do think that what the NBA is doing right now is they're starting to, I guess, use Ja Morant as a way to show, like, hey, you know what? If you start screwing up, if you fuck around, you know, we're gonna start finding you. And I think Ja Morant is becoming that in the league right now. You know, with all his antics, toting guns twice. You know, so Ja Morant to me right now is, I wouldn't say scapegoat, but he's right
the
now
unfortunate victim of his own circumstances.
Yeah, exactly.
He's putting himself in the situations.
Yeah.
Like, look, I don't feel bad for him personally.
I don't either.
I don't feel bad
I
for
don't
him.
either.
That's his own fault.
Yeah, it's just interesting the choices he makes. He's young. I mean, he's bound to make mistakes, but more than one occasion.
Yeah.
But I think Taylor Jenkins was unceremoniously fired. The rumor is the assistant coach, what's his name? Tomas.
something. I don't know his name.
I don't know how to say his last name. Lizalo. Sorry if I said that wrong. Probably is the head coach that the Grizzlies want. Why don't you give Taylor Jenkins a chance to finish out the season? Instead, you guys get your butts whooped by the Lakers. Who else did they get their butts whooped by? Literally everyone in the league. They went on a 6-game losing streak. You let Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves, and LeBron James drop like 85 on you. And you guys don't even fight. And you guys want this guy as the head coach? You would think he want to put his stamp on this team already.
The issue that Memphis has is they don't got no leadership on that roster. There's nobody who can lead the team. Like, they had a leader in Marcus Smart, but they got rid of him. They traded him to Washington, right? So they had that leadership. They had that. The Grizzlies aren't tough. I don't care what anybody says. They're not tough. You know, they play hard. I'll give them that, but they are not tough. Desmond Bane is not about it. Ja Morant definitely ain't about it. Maybe Zach Edey, maybe. But other than that, like I can't really think of anyone on the team that's about it.
Nobody is.
Nobody's about it because they want to act all hard. They want to act tough. It's like it's not working. We can see through your facade.
They're just the young, dumb Memphis Grizzlies.
I mean, if you're Memphis, what is your train of thought here? Like, you're going to promote an assistant coach? Yeah, your first few games haven't exactly brought the return that you wanted.
Know what they need? They need a coach that's going to hold them accountable. I don't know if this dude's going to hold them accountable. Look, like I said, it's just a small sample size. But I think they need someone who's going to bring that leadership, who's going to hold people accountable. You know, like an Ime Udoka would have been great for them, you know, at the time, you know. Just someone.
I think, too, what's going to happen out in Milwaukee, Doc Rivers is going to be fired. Let's just call for what he is. He's going to be fired, and then he's going to end up in Memphis.
Oh Lord!
Doc
please
Rivers
don't.
I think that Doc Rivers would be a
This is his
good
last
fit.
chance. No.
I think Doc Rivers would be good out there in Memphis.
You say he's a good fit?
Stop.
I think so.
Stop it.
Just
Why?
because of his
Stop it.
Just
Why?
because the way
Stop
he holds
it.
his players accountable.
Look at Uno and say that to his face right now.
Doc Rivers is going to be the next
I'm
coach
so
of the
sorry.
Memphis Grizzlies.
Cover his ears.
Okay, then who do you guys think would be a great coach?
Anyone but Doc Rivers.
Tell me.
I take Frank Vogel. I like Frank Vogel.
Frank Vogel?
Mike Budenholzer.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike Budenholzer.
Well, that's just implying that he's going
I'm
to
just
get
giving
fired.
a hint towards our next segment, but yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
anyone's better than Doc Rivers. Hell, even Mike D'Antoni.
You know what? Actually, who's be better? Monty Williams.
No, he's just
Monty
cashing his
Williams.
paychecks, unfortunately.
No, well, yeah, but I mean, shit. But I think he's the type of player who holds his players to high standards. You know, he did it in Phoenix, and he was let go. It's like it didn't make sense.
But then again, when you put him out there with when you put Monty Williams out there with a young team like he did out in Detroit, what happened?
Booty.
Yeah, they were asked because Monty Williams is the type of coach where if you put him on like a veteran laden roster, he would be a great fit.
That's what Memphis is really missing.
And that's
There's
why I
veterans.
said that's why I said Doc Rivers would be a great fit.
No, he still
for
wouldn't.
Memphis. I personally think he is.
What in world? What?
I think he is.
Justify it to me unless just give me your game plan thinking with this.
Just because right now the Memphis Grizzlies are lacking a direction, and I think with Doc Rivers, he can give that team a direction.
Doc Rivers doesn't even make damn adjustments.
Doc Rivers could give that team a direction right now. He will hold those players accountable. You know, he's had rough seasons, okay? But let's just be real.
Rough?
He's a regular season coach.
Rough.
He's a regular season coach. Will he lead them to a title? Quite possibly not, but I think he would command respect from those young players. And those young players will want to play. That's just my honest opinion.
I mean, I think anyone, but what do you guys think? Who's a coach better for Memphis? Not Doc Rivers.
But the whole thing with, like I said, with getting back to the Ja Morant incident, like I said, it's just, you know, I still think he's a hell of a player. You know, it's just he's just not making the right decisions. And I don't mean to bash him as a person, you know, or as an individual, but like his actions are not actions of a professional basketball player, right? Because there's certain fine lines that you have to walk, right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah. I mean, if this is the coach they want, supposedly, the interim Grizzlies head coach, this can't be the same roster that comes back next year. There's going to have to be some moves done. Let's be honest. And they said they're committed to their big men. So what does that mean?
That means that Ja Morant is out.
It's like Kendrick Perkins said. It's like Perk said. He is auditioning right now. I would not be surprised if he is traded next year. You know, because somebody's going to take a gamble on him. Some team is
Maybe
going to take a
Miami?
gamble.
Yeah,
Miami would do it.
Miami,
They'd
Atlanta.
finally get something.
Miami, Atlanta.
Why Atlanta?
Point guard swap.
Yeah, it's just literally a point
That
guard
would make
swap.
no absolute sense.
Hey, well, at least Trey Young's a better leader than Ja Morant.
Ja Morant
That's
would fit out
true.
there.
I'll give
Ja
him that.
Morant would fit out there in Atlanta, thinking he's tough and shit.
Maybe
Well-
the Bulls.
Well, he's a high five. Well, I mean, yeah, there's Chicago. I mean, just trade Kobe White, and there you go. Solve your problems. But yeah, it's just it's unfortunate, man. Like I said, great, hell of a talented team, but you know they just got to clean up some of their behaviors.
So that is all for today for the Dallas Grizzlies. I mean, Memphis Grizzlies. Sorry.
The beauty of being live is that we get to make mistakes and you guys get to see them
Oh,
firsthand.
that wasn't a mistake. Anyways,
He's lying.
this is like you're lying about the Lakers winning a title without a big man this year.
Hey, you never know.
That's the dumbest shit I ever heard of.
You never know.
By the way, I just want to touch upon a quick thing Steve Kerr said the other day. He said Jokic is the #1 center in NBA history. Isn't there a freaking like 7'1" diesel truck that just dominated the league for like 4 years?
For 4 years, who are you talking?
Shaq.
But there's also Wilt. You can't forget about Wilt.
But who
There's
actually won? Like,
Kareem.
he said he's better than Hakeem. I'm like,
Okay, let's
nah.
do this. When it's all said and done, who's the best center of all time?
Shaq.
Jokic. I'd still say Wilt. I'd take Jokic.
Chad, who do you guys think?
But also too, like before we get into the next topic, I just want to make this clear about this subject we're on. Is Wilt played in a different era?
So did Shaq.
So did Shaq.
So did Jokic. So did Joker.
But I'm just saying, obviously Wilt's going to dominate. Just put Jokic back then. We don't know. Put Jokic back then. Jokic would still dominate back then.
He'd probably be
I'm
the
just saying.
Armantas Sabonis
Right.
of like
Arvydas Sabonis.
Sorry.
Jokic would probably be averaging 40, 20, and 10.
Probably.
That's how good he is. So, the reason why, like, you guys know that I really like talking about Nikola Jokic, and I think he's my MVP personally this year. The dude is shooting about 40% from deep as a big. Tell me another big that's done that. Tell me another center that's done that.
I can't.
Tell me.
Carl Anthony Towns.
20, 25. He's putting up 30, 10, and 10. He had a 60-point triple-double in an L against the Wolves the other night. This dude plays on another planet. Like, you're telling me that this guy is runner-up to SGA? No, I don't. I disagree with that.
By the way, you should watch
I
that video,
disagree.
by the way.
Yeah, check out the latest video that we dropped on this, on the MVP talk between Jokic
All
and
right,
SGA.
is Jokic the best center? Let us know.
Yep.
It's arguable, but he could.
Yeah, it's up
best
there.
offensive center, yes. Defensive center, not so much.
I would say all around, I like
Oh
Jokic.
yeah. He can
All
hit a
around
free throw
Jokic.
on like
That's what I'm
Shaq.
saying. Best center of all time, Jokic.
Not all time, but
I think it's
okay.
all time.
All right, we'll
right.
get into that
All right.
controversial thing later.
All right.
Now, the sun is setting somewhere in Phoenix. It was supposed to rise at 5:00 in the morning, but it just keeps setting down more and more.
Womp, womp.
Just like the cactus,
Womp,
just stays
womp,
there,
womp, womp.
doesn't even do anything. Like the Phoenix Suns office. Gentlemen, we stand here and
up?
they're in a play-in situation when you said, "Oh, they're gonna win championship. They're gonna be top 4," and I'm like, "We'll see at the
Hey, at
end
the
of the
time,
year."
I was standing on 10 toes, bro.
What do you want us to say? I mean, yeah, I thought at the time Phoenix had a great roster.
I did
on paper.
too.
Great. Okay, we're not gonna get into that.
Now we know they don't.
Anyways,
This just drives him up a wall, dude. Just talk about this.
Yeah,
let's
what is your gripe with
let's-
the Phoenix Suns?
Let's
Isaac?
go
Isaac,
back.
Isaac,
Let's go back.
Isaac,
Let's go
Isaac,
back. We're
what
not going
is
to get
your
into this.
gripe with the Phoenix
We're not going to get
Suns?
into this.
He has a gripe
Anyways,
with
we're
the
going to
Phoenix
start.
Suns.
We're going to start back in 2019, 2020. The bubble year. Phoenix would have been in the playoffs. They went a perfect 8-0, but then they lost. That was before they got Monty Williams.
Yeah.
Then the next season, they go to the NBA Finals, 51-21. Then the next season, they have their best season. They go 64-18, and they lost to the Mavericks. God, so long ago. In the
There it is. That's why he's
semifinal.
upset.
Wait,
That's
what
why
year?
he's upset.
What are you talking about?
That's why he's upset. That's why he doesn't like Phoenix. It's okay, Isaac.
What are you talking about?
You said the Suns beat the Mavs.
The
No, I
Mavs
said
beat-
that the Mavs beat the Suns.
I swore.
No,
I heard
he
Suns
said
beat the
Mavs beat the
Mavs. All right, well I'm wrong.
Following that, what, they lost in the second round? It was conference semifinal?
I think it was
No.
conference semis. They got
Conference
smacked.
semis.
That was a game 7. They got smacked up by Dallas.
yeah.
I could go back and watch that forever. And then next season, they decided to trade for Kevin Durant.
Was this 2022?
2022,
22,
2023.
yep.
So they decided to give everything. Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, 5 first-round picks
To Brooklyn.
for KD. I mean, I would make that trade, but I would try and get less. Give less.
I wouldn't give that many picks,
And
though.
now, 23, 24, they were the 6th seed, 49-33. And currently, they're on a 6-game losing streak in playing territory.
They're not even close to playing territory right now. There's like 6 games left. Phoenix would need a miracle. First of all, Phoenix would need Dallas to lose pretty much all their games in order for them to make it. I think right now Phoenix just looks like the
lottery team.
And
they look
actually,
like a
they
10th
have
team.
4 games left. It's against the Warriors. It's against the Thunder.
They've had a difficult schedule.
The Spurs and the Kings. And the Kings ain't no joke either.
They're not.
Yeah, but at this point, you know, it's like with the Phoenix Suns, it's kind of disappointing. You know what I mean? Like the Bradley Beal experiment didn't work. I had high hopes for it, and obviously it came crashing burning.
I could have been blind and had a broken leg and told you that long
All
ago.
right.
Right with the fucking Suns,
What is your gripe
bro?
with the Suns?
Jesus
Tell us,
Christ,
dude.
bro.
Okay, it's pretty much adding like 3 chickens to a freaking barn.
That's
What are you
deeper
gonna
than
do? What are the chickens gonna do in the barn? They're just gonna run around, peck their heads. That's all they're gonna do. What do KD, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal? It's no disrespect to them. They all shoot. They all score. Anything else they do differently that complements one another?
One-dimensional.
One dimensional.
So the blame would have to go on the management.
No. Managed Beal wanted to trade for Kevin Durant.
He wanted Kevin
He
Durant.
signed Tyus Jones. They needed a point guard. That's all they needed, right, guys? Just a point guard.
Here he is.
Right?
Here he is.
Right?
All right.
Their defense is going to be okay. They got
right.
Grayson Allen, right? Right?
Dude, he's the biggest fucking troll, dude.
Right?
Dude,
They got Russ O'Neal. They got Joshua Kogi. Where they traded him? Oh, they got Ryan Dunn. Oh, scary.
He just wants to be right, fellas. He just wants to be right.
Yeah, dude, we get the point. We get the point.
Oh, really? Because I tried to tell you in the beginning of the year, but, you know, just reiterating my facts.
And thank you for the reminders. I won't forget.
You're very
now.
welcome.
I won't forget.
I want to know this. How does this affect KD's legacy?
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad you asked that. Don't you remember last season he's like, I want to be consulted on every single move. They fired Frank Vogel after one season. They fired Monty Williams the season before they hired Frank Vogel. Then after this consultation, they decided to hire Mike Budenholzer. Oh, this is going to work. They got a point guard. They got defense. They got everything. KD's literally yelling at his coach to get the hell off him. And this coach is supposed to be a championship coach teaching Kevin Durant how to play basketball.
It's Kevin Durant, though. You got to let him play his game.
Yeah, but if you're Kevin Durant, you got to get your feelings out of yourself, because every time they criticize you or like even hold you accountable, like, you guys don't know basketball. We're not saying they don't know basketball. We're just saying you should probably listen to him. He's the coach. And if you disrespect your coach, why is everyone else going to follow his lead if you're not following his lead? Even Devin Booker, months ago, was trying to be that leader. And then he got called into the office. Tone it down. Booker was shocked.
What was that?
That's accountability.
I was like, what the fuck?
That's accountability.
I'm like, bro,
Yeah, man, that
you
was
guys
so
need
dumb.
something.
was
Something.
dumb.
Because
You need
there's
some
no
adults.
voice. There is nothing out there in Phoenix.
And to top it off, they keep making Bradley Beal uncomfortable. We're going to make him feel uncomfortable. Oh, we want Butler. Oh, we're going to pay Butler this. Oh, we traded for 2 picks. We're going to make this happen.
Beal's so happy to get that
you know,
no trade
you know what's
clause.
even worse? You know what's even worse? Glad you mentioned it. Bradley Beal has a no trade clause.
And you thought that was wonderful to trade for one of the only 2 players with the no trade clause. Might I add, one of them is LeBron James up here. No offense to Bradley Beal, he's kind of mid. No offense again.
He's mid.
He deserves his money, but a no trade clause?
Come on, man.
Might as well get role players no trade
now
clause.
and now you're putting him off the bench.
Well, I mean, now guess what? He can go wherever the fuck he wants. He's like,
He's still got that no trade clause.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, hey, we'll trade you here. No, I don't want to do it. So that means that they're literally he's gonna be sent to a contender at this point.
Yeah,
Right?
but
You know?
at this point, like Bradley Beal's his trade value's just gone down. It's still Bradley Beal, but his value is gone.
Yeah, and
who are you going to trade for?
But I mean, the thing is, it's not his fault. It's like the fucking Suns management's fault. Also, too, Washington did him dirty by not trading him sooner. I'm gonna say that.
We all tried to tell Bradley Beal that.
Yeah.
Get out of Washington
Yeah, but
while
he's
you
like,
can.
I want to stay out there, bro.
I want to build something.
Bro,
I don't know.
With what?
That's a poverty franchise right now,
guy. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's one of those
worse than poverty out there,
bro. But it's one of those things where it's like, the management didn't treat him well. They didn't do him so good. I mean, he's been hampered by injuries. I'm not creating excuses. It's just what we see. It just sucks, man, because when he's healthy, man, this dude, like, he's an all NBA player, man. We've seen him play.
The also issue with Bradley Beal is his adjustment out there. If we're being real, Devin Booker and KD are clear number ones.
Yeah, that's what
Clear number ones. Bradley Beal is also a number one, but you have to put him on a team where he is the only one that is the number one.
He's got to have the ball.
He's got to have the ball in his hands all the time. You put him out there with players who want the ball in their hands all the time, and you see what happens. Because Isaac mentioned a good point. There's no defense. One-dimensional. Booker, Beal, KD. One-dimensional. One side of the ball. They don't play defense. They play offense. Bradley Beal, he's a scorer. But on defense, he's a traffic cone. So it is what it is.
Man, that's a shame, man. That's
I mean, KD's getting older. He's injury prone, and they were trying to trade him during the during the trading period, and then it's inevitable. They're saying that he's going to get traded this summer, which I wouldn't be surprised. But then they're saying KD is open all of a sudden to a 2-year extension. Oh my gosh! I wonder what happened.
Hey, guess what? Hey, I told Bobby this the other day, bro. I saw this on Facebook, and I've been wanting to tell you this. Did you know in 2022, when Brooklyn had KD?
Yes.
This is funny, bro. Boston offered. I saw a report.
They
Boston
offered JB. Remember?
Jalen. No, it's better. Jalen Brown, Derek White, and 2 first-round picks for KD. The Boston offered him, and you know what Brooklyn said? No. I was like, bro, are you that dumb?
I mean, they did have Billy King, and they gave you Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
so
yeah, dude. So the least thing you could do is just like, hey, man, well, that was our pick. I guess we could take him. But no. So no. But I guess the real question is, guys, is like, what effect does this have on KD? Because obviously we know his legacy when he was with the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I mean, we already know, right? In my opinion, what this is going to do to KD's legacy is that it's just going to prove the point. He can't lead a team. He can't lead a team.
That's the narrative.
he's a first ballot Hall of
He's a
Famer.
first ballot Hall of Famer.
Unfortunately, the circumstances he created for himself may cloud some people's judgment. Unfortunately,
and I personally think, like we've talked about it, if he had stayed in Oklahoma City with the Thunder, him, Russ, and James Harden, dude, like that would have been. We would have been talking Golden State Warriors right there, bro. If they had stuck it out.
The fact that James Harden and Russell Westbrook are both on lesser teams and lesser roles, and they're experiencing more success than KD because he knows basketball. He just wants to hoop, and he's in playing territory. I mean, there has to be some limit to your so-called basketball knowledge.
It's a shame for KD, man, because like I said, he's a hell of a talented dude, but it's just like
first ballot Hall of Famer,
first without a doubt.
By the way, shout out to Dwight Howard and Carmelo Anthony. Well deserved.
Absolutely,
Yes,
well
sir.
deserved. Shout out.
D12.
Just the only thing, like, yes, KD, you are a baller. Yes, you know basketball. But sometimes you got to let that take a back seat and let the front office work. You can't be consulted on everything. You can't always be thinking you know what's best for you. You can't.
Yeah, man, it's a damn shame because, like I said, when he left for Oklahoma City or he left for Golden State, it was in 2017.
That crap.
That was like probably like, dude, like that was the worst.
That was a dark period.
And that's when the narrative started to form.
Yep. And see, the thing was, they won 73-9 last year and they lost. And they lost. But KD was like, oh well, if Golden State didn't lose, then I wouldn't join them. And I was like, what?
You shouldn't join them either way.
Bro, you just hopped on the team that was winning, bro. You had choices.
Just hopped on the team that beat you.
Yeah,
that beat you.
That beat you. Yeah, pardon me.
You hopped on the team that beat you, bro. What are people gonna think about you, bro? You're a cupcake. You're weak. You're a first ballot Hall of Famer, but you let these critics get to your head.
You even made a burner account,
Yeah,
and then you
also-
accidentally burned yourself out years later.
Burner account. Like, bro.
It's pathetic, man.
It's like-
and then you respond to fans. I saw another post. Did you see a post today about him responding to a comment of one of the fans?
Oh Lord.
Yeah. I forget what the exact comments were, but it's like, dude, see, this is what I'm talking about. We talked about this last week,
You
Bobby.
softest.
Stay out of, bro.
Soft.
Let the critics do what they do, bro. They're gonna critique you. It doesn't matter what you do. Let them do. Let them do what they're good at. Critiquing, because obviously, they're sitting on a desk like us. We out here critiquing. You're gonna beat us all one-on-one. That's inevitable, bro. So just shut up, honestly, and just let us talk. Stop worrying about what people gotta say. It's not your business. Don't worry about it, bro. Seriously, like, you let everything get in your head. I don't know, man. I went on my little rant, but we just it's just frustrating.
I mean, if
Deal with
you're
that.
Phoenix, do you sign and deal with another 2 years of Kevin Durant, or do you look to trade him for
Yeah, I'm
whatever
trading
you
him.
can?
You gotta trade him.
Trade I'm trading
him.
him. Trading him and Beal, because Phoenix, honestly, it's gonna sound crazy, but they gotta blow it up.
I mean, where does that
I think
leave
we all
Devin
know.
Booker?
They gotta blow up. Devin Booker's a son for lifer.
Yeah, he's a son for life. At this point, you got to trade KD and Beal. And where do you think they would go? Like, if you were to pick an ideal situation for Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant, where do you think they'd
Bradley
go?
Beal, sorry to interrupt, but Bradley Beal's gotta be on a team where he's gonna be number one.
New Orleans.
New Orleans, Houston.
Sacramento.
No, not Houston. I feel.
I mean, look.
Oh yeah, Houston does need offense.
if he goes to Houston, think about it, because all you literally do if you're Houston is they're probably going to give up Whitmore and Jalen
Van
Green.
Vliet, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, Green. Yeah, they need to get
Whitmore and
rid of
Jalen Green. And what does Jalen Green do? Everybody says he's number one. I think he's personally
He's like
number
number
two.
three.
I think his league. He's actually a sixth man in the league, but that's just me.
But yeah, my point is that, like, if you make that swap, then Houston becomes contenders already right off the bat, because then you got your bona fide number one scorer. You got Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet doesn't need the ball to be successful. You got Şengün. You got Baby Jokic. You've got it all right there, right? And Phoenix, what they're getting in return is they're getting a young guard and Jalen Green, and they're getting Cam Whitmore and maybe a pick or two.
But then where does that put Devin Booker?
Well, I mean, like,
Because Devin Booker's a
he's
two.
a point guard. He's a point guard. Jalen Green can play a point.
We saw that experiment.
Oh God,
We saw
no.
that experiment with Devin
That'll
Booker
be
out there at the
turnover
one.
city with Jalen Green.
Yeah.
Don't.
I'm just
I
saying.
mean, I get it, and that's not bad. I'm thinking that Bradley Beal could again end up in Miami. I could see them doing.
Maybe.
I think I could see them doing a swap
for the entire hero.
Tyler Hero,
But
Terry
I wouldn't give up
Rozier.
Tyler Hero. Terry Rozier, yeah, I would give.
I think him and Tyler Hero are practically the same player.
I feel Tyler Hero can stay healthier.
No, I don't know. I think they're the same player, man. You're just basically training for the same player.
I mean, where does KD go from here? Where could he go?
I mean,
a
they're-
1 year rental.
I mean, dude, Nick Wright from FS1 made a point that look out for Boston. So I mean, honestly, I don't know how I feel about
why?
that.
And this is the thing. This is the issue with the Phoenix Suns and most teams in the league. What is the reason why Boston is so good?
They build organically.
It's they build organically, but also if it ain't broke, they don't fix it. What did the Lakers do after they won the chip?
They broke
They
it.
blew up their roster. What did the Suns do after they went all the way to the finals?
They blew up their roster. After second round exit.
What did the Milwaukee Bucks do after winning a title? Blew up their roster.
What did the Grizzlies do?
What did the Grizzlies do?
Just fire Taylor Jenkins.
Jenkins.
blew it up.
You blew up. You're blowing. That's the issue with these teams, is like you're not letting it fully develop. Let it fully develop. There's gonna be hiccups on the road, but I think everybody needs to follow what Boston is doing, because what Boston is doing is just A1, organic, through trades, through
Drafting.
the draft.
Homegrown
Boston,
talent.
and OKC. Boston and OKC.
Yeah,
And Denver before they made all the bad
And
signs.
Denver too.
But
when
honestly,
they let
too,
go
it's
of
like,
KCP.
when you look at those teams like Boston, Oklahoma City, the Oklahoma City Thunder, it's like Sam Presti saw what Brad Stevens was doing, because Holmgren and Porzingis are practically the same players. They're long, lanky. They can shoot the three ball and they can defend the paint. And all you need, and Oklahoma City's got the wings. Boston has the wings. They got the guard. So pound for pound, talent for talent, they match up really well. So that's what Sam Presti took that blueprint and was like, oh, okay, I'm going to take this blueprint. And you just go out and get Caruso. What'd you do? You got rid of Giddey. That's literally
Small incremental improvements.
I wouldn't be surprised if Detroit follows that because they have a lot of players they can move around.
They have a ton
They
of players.
clinched a playoff spot.
Shout out to the
Detroit Pistons.
Detroit.
I wouldn't want to face Detroit.
basketball.
I wouldn't want to face Detroit in the playoffs because they're playing with house money. Every other team, you guys would be on the defensive end and on the pressure.
They got the Pacers in the first round of the playoffs.
Oh, that's easy money for Detroit.
Indiana's just fake, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. But anyway, do we got any more closing thoughts, guys, or like what we feel?
Where does KD end up? I say Houston. Maybe. If the Thunder get knocked out, I could see them making a panic trade for Kevin Durant.
I could see Kevin Durant reuniting out there in Golden State.
I don't think so.
I'd say New York. I could probably say New York
too. I could see them making a panic trade.
Yeah, New York would do something dumb and they'll give up Cat.
Oh my gosh, how did we forget about Minnesota? He's been linked. KD to Minnesota.
But who would you give up? At this point,
Sign and trade Randall.
Gobert's going to be involved.
I don't think so.
No, I don't think Gobert's
you guys
gonna be
maybe
involved.
gave up McDaniels or DiVincenzo.
DiVincenzo, yeah, but Ant and KD out there in Minnesota.
Ant loves playing with KD.
Favorite player growing up.
But so we think KD will end up. Where do you think?
I'm gonna go with New York. I'm gonna say Golden State.
I'm gonna go with Minnesota. Oh, and Minnesota is changing ownership. Did you guys hear? A-Rod and his partner.
A-Rod's partner sold the team.
So that'll be very interesting.
Yep.
Glenn Taylor, is he gonna follow in the steps of Glenn Taylor and be cost and cheap effective? Or are they gonna go into the tax and build this team?
Jesus Christ, man. Posing some different
And then where's
questions.
Bradley Beal gonna end up?
Bradley Beal.
Houston. Houston's the dark horse candidate.
I'd say Sacramento.
I'm gonna say a wild card. I'm gonna say the Denver Nuggets. Trade Michael Porter Jr.
But also too, I would say Denver too. Not Denver, Memphis.
I could see that too.
Yeah, because if you really think about it, like, you know, if he wants to compete, if he really wants to go, he can just go out to Memphis. Ja Morant can go out to Phoenix. Yeah, and then there you go. Bradley Beal, because Memphis, like if we're keeping a buck here, Desmond Bane is not a number one option.
No, absolutely not.
He's not number one.
Nope.
He's like a number 3.
Jaren Jackson Jr.
Number
Number two option.
Number 2.
Number
yeah.
2.
Bradley Beal, number 1. So you got Beal, Jackson Jr., and Bane right there.
You got defense and offense.
yeah, there you go.
Not just offense, Phoenix. It's more of the there's more to basketball than offense.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
But anyway, I think that's all we got, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
Before I forget, big shout out to all of our subscribers. Continue to follow us. TikTok, Spotify, YouTube. We are dropping shorts every single day, 3 to 4 days a week if we can. Just look out for our links in bio, and just stay tuned with the Dummies on the Hardwood.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Share with your friends, your grandmas, your friends, your cousins that you never talk to, your uncles, your nephews, your nieces.
Always
Everybody.
be prepared.
Yeah, share it to your dog.
Turn
We
on
don't put a care.
your notifications.
Yeah, but iPad dogs. I know that's a thing.
Yeah,
Turn on your notes.
Ask ChatGPT who we are. They'll
Oh,
know.
Lord.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, have a great rest of your night.
Good night.
Thank you.